So welcome to another video on my channel and a special warm welcome if you are new here. If you are new, I am KiwiSimsKate. Kiwi because I'm from New Zealand, Sims because I love The Sims, and Kate because my name is Kate. It's as simple as that. So welcome on in. I create speed builds here on YouTube, all sorts of different designs, and today the build I am bringing you is a base game only colonial suburban inspired home. This home has four bedrooms, sorry. I do originally start with creating 3 bedrooms and then I add another one because I realize I've got too many bathrooms. So the upstairs is all bedrooms, including an ensuite for the master. And then there's some family space downstairs and an office and a decent family backyard with a swimming pool. Here, I've actually started building the lot in Willow Creek in that world. But after a little while, I realized because of what I want to add in the backyard, I actually save the lot in my personal gallery and then I move it over to, where do I move it? Newcrest. So eventually I place this lot on Newcrest, but obviously as long as it fits the size, you could place it in any world you want. I kind of feel like it fits maybe with Willow Creek or Newcrest. I had one of my speed builds a couple of speed builds ago is the house opposite to this one, so I kind of wanted to start creating a whole street of my recent builds. But this house just needed a long, thin property. So I do end up moving it, but I'm happy with it in Newcrest. And overall, I just really like this style. I haven't built a home like this in a long time, actually. Probably since I sort of started building in The Sims. And back then, it would have been nowhere near as good as this. Not that I think this is amazing either. There's definitely things that I feel like I could improve on, but yeah, I've come a long way with my building since starting, and I often talk to people who sort of have just started out building or aren't really big builders, so don't spend a ton of time building in the game, and they ask, well, how do you get better at building? What's the trick? And it really is just practice. The more you build, the better you get. Really, that is all it is. And really good builders spend hours and hours in the game practicing and trying new things, not just building the same thing over and over again, but just pushing themselves out of their comfort zone, or at least that's what I try and do. I try and do styles that maybe aren't always the same style I like to play in. So I also get a lot of inspiration of other YouTube builders or other builds on Instagram. So just kind of have a look at who you're inspired by, what builds you like. Maybe try and sort of, I don't want to say copy, but certainly never ever upload anything that you have copied from another simmer. That is a huge no-no. But it doesn't hurt to, like, you could copy this. If you liked this build, you could copy it in your game just to practice the mechanism of how to build. And then don't share it, obviously. But yeah, just practice makes perfect. And I've got a long way to go still to be at the sort of building level I would like to be at. So yeah, I think just trying different things helps. Anyway, getting back to this build here, because maybe nobody asked for my advice. I kind of played around with the exterior a little bit. First, it started off fairly plain, and then I do change it up. I keep adding these columns, and then I keep adding kind of roof levels, play around with it quite a bit until I'm really happy with it. I used a reference picture, I think from Pinterest, of a real build. I was just searching Colonial suburbans, and something similar to this came up. And I thought, this is perfect because I've always wanted to build another home in this style. And I think with base game build objects in particular, this kind of style is really easy from what we have to pick with in the base game. So yeah, it was sort of a natural choice for this speed build. And then as I go, I kind of change the front porch area a bit. I felt like it was starting to get maybe a little too elaborate with too many columns and the double story columns. So I change those out. I go back to just the first floor columns and a smaller front porch area. And then I loved adding this fireplace with that little trick where you start the fireplace, or the chimney rather, off wider at the bottom, and then you add that small bit of roofing where it narrows at the top. I really love that, and I always forget to do it on my chimneys, so I'm glad I didn't forget in this build, because I think it fits with the style as well. You probably noticed that I've moved the build now, so we're now in Newcrest. I move it pretty early on because I figure out pretty quickly that the swimming pool and everything in the backyard just isn't going to fit. And I didn't want this quite like cluttered and too sort of cozy feeling. Like, I wanted it to be a comfy home, family home, but I didn't want it to be cramped. I wanted there to feel like there was space and without being too grand. Like, I imagine this family is well off, but not super rich. Maybe even the home was inherited by the current parents, and it's been in the family for a couple of generations. I don't know. But the exterior comes together pretty quickly with a few changes, and then the interior was fairly easy to decorate as well. I always find that with base game only builds, it's so much easier. Although the finished product may not be as fancy or as pretty as I would like if I was able to choose, any objects from any of the packs, because I do own all the packs and kits and everything. It is a nice refreshing change to just use one pack, so just base game, or even just base game and one extra pack, because the time taken to build decreases dramatically. I'm a really slow builder. I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I like to look through everything. I think I mention it in all my builds, so I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but I like to get things just right, and I want to look through every single item of furniture every time I build, which is not the best habit when you are trying to get speed builds done and edited and out for you all to watch. So I'm trying to get faster and faster at building, because that's the habit I currently have, and it doesn't work so well for what I'm trying to do here on YouTube. But anyway, it's something like this, throwing in some builds with more restricted packs, does a couple of things. I like it because it means I don't spend so long on building, because I have fewer items to choose from, which is amazing. But also it's inclusive. I know quite a few simmers who really only have a small number of packs, and I even know some people who aren't really that big into The Sims, but they play it every now and then, and they only have the base game. So I like to make sure that I have some builds up on the gallery that anyone can download. And this one is one of them. So you'll see just there, I actually started creating the living room in the front corner of the home. it just didn't work. I didn't then know where to put the kitchen. I changed a few things around in this house. So I do apologize if there are some edits and some small parts missing from the video. I did cut out a little bit, not a lot, nothing that's kind of important to how the house is built. But there were some sections where it was just kind of me going back and forward and being indecisive, effectively. So this is me actually building the kitchen where it ends up being, which is the front corner where I start building the living room. And I move the living room to the back center of the home near the back door. Again, I don't love it there. It feels a little cramped maybe, a bit awkward, but hey, it's The Sims. It's not real life, and if this was real life, I probably would not be building a home with this design. I find floor plans really challenging and fun in that sense, in the sense that they're challenging, they're enjoyable, but so very frustrating to do. Yeah, I find it difficult to have different floor plans as well. I find myself getting into the same habits, the same layouts, all of that kind of thing. So I do try and push myself and out of my comfort zone and try different things. And so this is a little different. This is probably not what I would normally do, but I think it works. And I kind of feel like maybe this family spends a lot more time outside anyway. So they do maybe a lot of outdoor entertaining. They do have they've got a barbecue out there. There's the pool. They spend in the summer, they're probably mostly outside anyway. And all the bedrooms are fairly roomy, fairly spacious. So they don't need an elaborate living room. Also, maybe they're a kind of family who congregates in the dining and kitchen area. Maybe the kitchen is like the center of their home and they don't spend a lot of time in front of the TV. Although we all know that Sims they love the TV. They will sniff a TV out or a computer out from a mile away. And actually, that's one thing that this house does have. It has 2 computers. It has like a double desk in the office area. So there should be no fighting over computer use in this house. And also one of the children's rooms, I think, has a laptop. So plenty of entertainment and technology for the family. I place one family bathroom downstairs as well. I kind of went for a bit of a blue and white theme. Some of the colours in the base game of the objects still don't really match. I love the fact that we got that patch recently where they gave us a whole load of new colours for some of the base game objects, colour swatches, particularly with like curtains and things. So that was great, but we still have so many objects that don't have matching colour swatches, like desks with chairs or bathroom's tall storage closet thing. I don't know what you call it, but the bathroom object that's sort of tall and thin, it has some really strange coloured swatches that never seem to quite match any of the sinks or the showers, or it's very frustrating. And I quite like to have matching stuff, unless I'm purposefully doing a sort of bohemian style or something. Anyway, I find that blue helps. Blue in the base game in Sims, it works with blue. Blue sort of hides so many disagreeable objects. So both of the bathrooms are kind of shades of blue and white. I cheated in that way. And I think they kind of match together. I also used quite a bit of pink in this home, which is not really my personal style, but I think it's really cute. The main bedroom, the master bedroom, is quite pink. I use some non-CC art, which I will credit in the description down below of the video if you want to check them out. I love no CC art. So effectively it's art that you can place in your game, and it is not CC. So you don't need to worry about downloading CC or mods or anything like that. You just find this on the gallery, just like you would find any home or any household that doesn't contain any CC. It's brilliant, and I use a lot of it when I'm just playing the game myself, and I use a lot of it in my speed builds. So I will always credit anything I use in the speed build down below, and I don't remember off the top of my head who they are by, so I'll have to go back and look before I upload this. But I use those big pink flower prints in the master bedroom, and I just pinked out that room. And the study, the office downstairs, is all pink. I really love making a pink office. It kind of gave me maybe, I don't know, fashion design vibes, or I'm not sure whose office it is. Maybe it's just a family computer room, but I put a bit of artwork and plants, put loads of plants. I would have loved to have used the new plant kit in this build, but I am sticking to base game only, so I could not. But I tried to put as many plants as possible without it looking a bit crazy. The two kids' rooms, I also they're not hugely themed. I did sort of think a little bit about the kid who lived here. So the toddler's room has kind of got a blue, purple, pink vibe. I didn't really think about the hobbies of the toddler, or what they were into, or what their personality trait was. The one of the children's room, or it could be, I thought the greenish room, or the other one actually, either of the kids' rooms could be a teenager's room. So one is a sort of green and grey theme, and I thought maybe they were into a bit into music, so they've got the boom box with them. They also have some kind of sports clutter. Maybe they play some sports. And then the other kids' room with the bunk bed in it is, this is a style I really like to do with kids' rooms. I've done it a few times actually, and this is a kids' room as opposed to a teen's room, because it has the activity table in it. So you could also just take that table out, but I thought maybe there was a toddler, a child, and a teen. And so the room with the bunk bed in it, I thought that kid could be really into space. So I love using those curtains with the stars all over them. And then what else did I use in their room? I used that little space picture print on the rocket, with the person on the rocket ship. The little space lunchbox. Yeah, so that was kind of space themed. I figured they were really into astronauts and planets and all of that cool stuff. So that's the bedrooms, and that's pretty much it for the upstairs. The kind of hallway area, I leave it fairly plainly decorated, just a side table, and some plants, obviously. And then I head to the exterior. So it's not a huge house on the interior, but plenty of space for exterior landscaping. You will notice that, silly me, I accidentally use a bunch of landscaping items that are not base games. So originally, the hedges that I line the front path with are not base game. They, I think, are from the Island Living pack. So I don't realize this until I go to save the lot and it tells me that I've used all these different packs. And then I also, the beautiful flowers, oh, I love those flowers so much. And the plants that I use in front of the front windows, they are from Romantic Garden Stuff. I think it's a stuff pack, and they're gorgeous. I love using them, but I forgot I hadn't filtered. So I do go back and I have to take out and rearrange a bunch of things. I still use hedges for the sides of the front path. I just use the plain grass hedges or green hedges as opposed to the ones with the flowers. I also take out the plants either side of the door, and all those beautiful flowers, I'm afraid, have to go. The other thing I tried with this house was a bit of terrain manipulation, which I always love the idea of, but I feel like I see other people do it so much better. And so normally I just don't bother. But I wanted this these kind of staggered front path steps. So I do try it out at the front, and I think it, I pull it off just. And I kind of hide the edges of it a little bit with all the plants. I make sure to put loads of plants around the front and around the sides of the house. And I think it looks okay. Yeah, you'll have to let me know in the comments if you want me to stop using terrain manipulation. And I will consider it. I mean, I kind of like playing around with it sometimes, but often it's a bit of a pain. And then in the back yard, as I said, there's a little, well, not really a little, there's a swimming pool, a couple of lounge chairs, a bird bath, a table to sit at to have outdoor meals in the summer, and somewhere to cook, a little barbecue. So I hope you do like this build, and if you like it and if you play in it, that is kind of like the biggest compliment for a Sims build content creator such as myself. So if you do download this build and you play it in your game, I would absolutely love for you to contact me. Either head on over to Twitter or Instagram, or just comment in the gallery. So my build will be on the gallery under KiwiSimsKate, and just let me know. Let me know how it's going. If you want to send me screenshots of how your family's doing in this home, that would be really cool. I think it could be quite a good home for maybe a generation challenge, some kind of legacy challenge. And same if you use any of my other builds on the gallery, just let me know. And the screenshots will be coming up shortly. If you do want to download this build, my gallery ID is KiwiSimsKate, and you can find this build and all of my other ones there. And if you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. It really does help the channel, and hit that subscribe button. You'll be able to follow then and enjoy all my future builds here on YouTube. You'll get notified if you click the bell when I have a new build coming up. You can also follow me on twitch.com/KiwiSimsKate, where I stream twice a week playing The Sims, and I also throw in a bunch of other games now and then. So mostly Sims content, but I do throw in a few variety games. My Twitter and Instagram handles are also both KiwiSimsKate, and they're great places to just keep up with all of my updates. Thank you so much for watching today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Take care out there. Bye.